2021. The start of the new year is so freaking exciting because it always gives us a new chance to reset, reevaluate our lives and set some new goals. I always love using this time of year to pretty much get my shit together. The start of each year, I always like to theme my year. So last year, I dedicated my whole year to personal growth. So I invested a lot of money in different courses. I started implementing my morning routine. I saw a hypnotherapist. I did acupuncture. I worked with an exercise physiologist. I did so many things to really better myself. I'm so grateful for everything that I did, and I'm so freaking excited because that was just the start. To start off this year, what I have done, I've set my new theme for the year. So for this year, my theme is going to be success. To be successful in my eyes is confidence. So I really want to work on my confidence. It's something that I really struggle with. I'm really petrified of public speaking. I'm even sometimes a little bit petrified of going out in a big social situation. The second one that I really want to work on is going outside of my comfort zone. So anything that really makes me feel sick and gross on the inside, that's the thing that I need to start saying yes to. So really putting myself out there, really talking to anyone and everyone, and really just being confident and testing my comfort zone. So last year was dedicated to being better, and now I want to put that being better into practice, and I want to challenge myself. The way I'm actually putting my plan into practice is, the first thing that I have done is I've sat down and I had a good journaling session. I had some journal prompts that I followed, I answered, and I really figured out what I want to achieve this year. My first journal prompt, and I kind of prompt you guys to do it too. Let me know in the comments below if you do it, because honestly, it's you stop, you listen to yourself, and you really brain dump, is what I like to call it, on the piece of paper of all the things that you actually want to achieve. So the first journal prompt that I used this year was, what was successful in 2020? And here, be honest with yourself and celebrate all the awesome shit that you did. Celebrate those small wins, because what we reward is what we repeat. So actually sit down and celebrate everything that you did well. The second was, what did I learn in 2020? So there were so many things that we can all take out of 2020. It's a bit ridiculous, especially in Australia, from the bushfires, obviously, to COVID, to then personally, getting my period back, fixing my relationship with food, learning to love my body in a different way. There's so many things that I have learned from 2020, and I'm so grateful for all those lessons. So write down, what did you learn? The next one that I did was, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for that happened to you or happened in anything in your life that happened this year? Write that down. For me, I was so grateful for so many things. One, for my self-drive to actually get stuff done that I set myself, that I achieved pretty much all of my goals last year. I'm so grateful for Neil's, because he's freaking amazing. I could go on and on for the things that I am grateful for. The last prompt that I used was, what could have you improved on in 2021? And for me, I am my harshest critic, so I can always really find things that I can improve on. I'm not going to go into that with you because you probably don't want to know. But having that reflection really sets you up for then creating your new goals and your new purpose for the new year, I guess, and your new theme, because it allows you to reflect on what you did good, what you did bad, what you need improvement on, and pretty much the lessons that you learned. And the way that I'm setting myself up for that starts with my Google Calendar. So yesterday I did all this planning. So I did all my journal prompts, and then I sat down and organized my Google Calendar. And how I organize my Google Calendar is through time blocking. So I don't actually set specific tasks for time, what I do is in my calendar, I'll block out like 2 hours for Instagram weekly posts, for example. Like in my Google Calendar, I have time, I've got time I'm gonna film my YouTube, time I'm gonna edit my YouTube, time I've got Instagram content creation, I've got time for meal prepping, I've got time for my gym, I've got time for Pilates, I've got time for my sports and spinal work. Literally blocking out time for your whole life. What I like to do is not do it back to back all the time. So really making sure you do have breaks in between, because otherwise if you're a little bit like me, get a little bit overwhelmed, especially if I'm running a little bit late, and then I'm like, oh my God, I have no time. So give yourself time to do all the tasks that you want to do. And by like designating time for a task, you'll find that you like have more time to do other things, because you get your shit done that you need to do. And then you have time just to relax and read a book. My second way I'm being successful this year is I'm sticking to my Google Calendar. I am doing everything that I say that I'm going to do in the calendar. If it says Instagram, I'm doing Instagram. If it says going to the gym, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to be super disciplined with my Google Calendar in order to keep everything going throughout the year. Like I really need that balance of work and play. 1, to keep consistent with my work. 2, to enjoy my work. And 3, so I can keep in flow. Next thing that I'm doing to have a successful year is having my goals written out. But how I'm writing out my goals this year is not by goals, but what I'm going to do is create projects. The reason I do this is because I find sometimes if you set a specific goal and you don't reach it, it gets really disheartening, especially if it's a type of goal that is like out of your control. For example, say if you wanted to grow your Instagram to 10K, having the goal of growth to 10K is something you can't control. But if you set up a goal in relation to getting to that goal, so say in order to get that, then I'm going to post on Instagram 6 times a week, and then I'm going to engage for an hour every time I post that post. You actually can control, and it's in your control again. So it doesn't matter what you reach, but working towards your platform growth. You're not necessarily focusing on numbers, you're not focusing on things that you literally can't control, but focusing on things that you can. Go through a couple of my projects that I'm going to be working on this year. The first one for me is platform growth. So overarching my platform growth. Then what I'm going to do is set my projects within that. So my first project literally is going to be posting on Instagram 6 days a week, and then I'm going to engage for an hour every time I post. You actually like growing an Instagram is actually a lot of work. The other platform I want to grow, of course, is YouTube. So what I want to do is I'm going to upload weekly videos to my YouTube channel. So instead of setting like a number of subscribers or a number of followers, what I want to do is set up goals that I can work on myself, something that I can chip away at, and I know that in the end result that it will probably lead into platform growth, but it's something that I can control. That I want to work on is a personal project. So my personal goals this year is 1, increasing my sense of style. I really want to like juice up how I look, how I dress. So the way that I'm going to achieve that, my actual goal, follow influencers on Instagram who I like the style of. 2, budget in my cash flow, money so that I can buy new clothes in a sustainable way. And 3, watching a couple of YouTube videos here and there for people that I like the style of, and then just really learning how to dress, how to style and stuff like that. Next project is my health project. So my health project is to make sure my hormones stay in balance this year, get consecutive period cycles, and then increase my training. But for now, my health goals are literally just balanced hormones. My project goals for this one is my weekly Pilates, my 2 weekly strength sessions that are not too hard, just about right. I'm going to continue my walking, my daily walks, and listening to podcasts. The next way I'm setting myself up for success this year is my morning routine and sticking to my morning routine. So in my Google Calendar, the first 45 minutes of my day dedicated to my morning routine. So my morning routine will consist of journaling, visualization, manifestation, and just staring at my vision board. I've made my vision board on Pinterest and I've set it as my screensaver on my computer. So literally, when I come into my office every single day, I open up the computer and I look at my dream life, and I'm freaking excited about it. So my last way I'm setting myself up for success this year is by habit stacking. So habit stacking is something that's really helped me develop new habits in the past. So I'm just really going to continue to do this. For example, what I mean by habit stacking is having something that you already do and already like to do, and then stacking on the new behavior on top of that. So for example, for me, I love coming home from work, I have dinner, then I sit on the couch, I have some chocolate, and that's when I engage on Instagram. So stacking a pleasurable activity with another activity that you have a little bit of resilience to, then do it together. And then the unenjoyable activity actually is not so bad. And the last one that I always do is brushing my teeth. So you brush your teeth every day. That's like a non-negotiable. So what I've started to do is I've started to take my supplements when I brush my teeth. And honestly, like now, those 3 things that I wasn't very consistent with have become super consistent because I literally stack the habits. So if you like this video and if you're new here, consider subscribing because I'm uploading a video every single week. The videos are going to be about health, fitness, food, changing your behavior in a more sustainable and healthy way. I would love to know what your goals are this year. So comment below. I want to know what you guys are achieving because it lights me up knowing that what other people are doing and other girls that are getting success. So until next week,